Coming up on News 2, Coral World is in the process of opening a dolphin swim experience as part of their marine animal attraction. We present all the facts as there remains some controversy. 5 minors were arrested and charged with attempted murder in connection to an assault that occurred on Magens Bay Beach. More on that case. Meanwhile, members of the VIPD addressed crime and gave an update on initiatives during the Chamber of Commerce meeting. Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. Members from the St. Croix Chamber of Commerce voiced their frustrations and concerns to police officials Thursday at a breakfast meeting at the Palms at Pelican Hotel. Chamber members also took that opportunity to offer solutions for the rising crime problem. News 2's Erica Parsons has that story.
Yesterday in St. Thomas, a safari driver, a 70-year-old man, pillar of the community, killed. It's not just him, the whole community suffers. And while you're working on your strategy, this is continuing.
There's been more than 50 homicides this year, a rate that's keeping pace with the last several years, and 6 officers shot within the last 6 months. So the almost 50 business owners present at the St. Croix Chamber meeting for the VIPD's presentation had just 2 things on their minds: finding out what police are doing to address crime and asking what the community can do to help. The VIPD welcomed the opportunity to talk, but they painted a grim picture: a police force that's short-staffed by almost 130 officers, slow recruitment, and more seasoned officers leaving.
We are in a position where our government employee retirement system is in a state of flux. It's causing me to lose senior, experienced officers.
St. Croix Acting Police Chief James Parris said he's adjusted the shifts to put more officers on the streets between 6 p.m. and 2 a.m., but members said more needs to be done.
We got to address Whopper, and we got to address crime, or the people are just going to leave the island for whatever reasons.
Members suggested ideas like partnering with larger jurisdictions who've reduced their crime rate to pool resources, enlisting the National Guard's assistance, and implementing a temporary curfew. Police officials said the community can help by creating more vocational programs as an alternative for students who aren't college-bound. But most importantly, he said more people need to speak up about what they know and use Crime Stoppers to do it, which is key because members say if there's no handle on the crime problem, the VI could be blacklisted as a tourist destination, which could kill the already crippled economy. Erica Parsons, News 2.
The VI Police Department has confirmed with News 2 that a 67-year-old tourist died during a group snorkeling tour on St. John. According to police, the victim was a passenger on the Norwegian Sun cruise ship and was snorkeling with his wife at Honeymoon Beach. Police say that around 2:30 p.m., his wife heard commotion during their snorkeling activity and then saw her husband being pulled onto shore. He was later pronounced dead. His wife reported to police that her husband had a pre-existing heart condition. Meanwhile, the VI Police Department has identified an assault victim who was found in the female bathroom stall at Magens Bay Beach last month. According to police, they have identified the victim as 65-year-old William Hyde, and they say that Hyde was attacked by 5 minors. News 2's Alison Bourne-Vanek has that story.
5 minors have officially been charged with attempted murder in connection to an assault that happened at Magens Bay Beach, according to the VI Police Department. A VIPD release reports that the incident occurred on the evening of November 23rd. The following morning, concerned citizens found the assault victim in the female bathroom shower stall.
The victim was wearing a white polo t-shirt and pants. He is a white male of undetermined age with light blue eyes. His hair is white with slight balding on the top of his head, and his haircut is low. He also has a mustache and a beard.
Back in November, police were asking for assistance in identifying the assault victim. But on Wednesday, police identified the victim as 65-year-old William Hyde and confirmed him as the victim who was attacked by the 5 minors. Police say that back on November 23rd, one of the minors called Hyde for a ride. When Hyde arrived in Estate Anna's retreat, the minor got into the truck, but so did 4 other minors who had emerged from the bushes. Police say that the minors threatened Hyde with a BB gun, forced him into the back cab of the truck, and then took him to Magens Bay Beach where they assaulted him.
Following an intensive investigation, police arrested 4 male minors on December 10th and another minor on December 12th. The minors are 16 and 17 years old.
The minor suspects have already been taken into juvenile court and advised of their rights. They have since been released to the custody of their parents. Allison Bourne-Vinack, News 2.
Police have charged the minors with attempted murder, first-degree assault, kidnapping, grand larceny, unauthorized use of a vehicle, possession of a stolen property, possession of a stolen vehicle, and 2 counts each of using a dangerous weapon during a crime of violence. Senate President Ronald Russell spoke to News 2 Thursday to clear up any concerns anyone had regarding his decision to give employees 2 weeks annual leave. He said it had to do with preparing for the incoming Senate and doing the right thing by the staff.
Both facilities of the legislature have mold, St. Croix and St. Thomas. And I decided that it would be wise to give everyone a break when we remediate the mold, when we renovate the building and some of the offices to accommodate new senators. In addition to that, when we give people time off during the season, I think they appreciate the gesture. We cut down on costs and utilities and any other costs that could be associated with closing out the 29th legislature.
Well, as News 2 reported in August, Coral World is in the process of opening a dolphin swim experience as part of their marine animal attraction. But do you know all the facts? News 2's Erica Bivens caught up with General Curator Lee Keller on Thursday and has more on what the plans entail.
New projections estimate Coral World's Dolphin Swim Experience project to cost around $5.2 million, which General Curator Lee Keller says will be state-of-the-art.
It really is one of the newest, most modern dolphin facilities in the United States and probably in the world as well. It's designed for really the dolphins' best interest and well-being.
6 to 10 bottlenose dolphins born and raised under human care will be brought to the park. Their habitat, as shown in this rendering, will span roughly 2 acres, which is 10 times larger than federal requirements. And according to Keller, the attraction will keep tourists here.
People do get directly off the ships onto water taxis that take them over to Tortola to do the Swim with the Dolphin programs. And so those visitors really don't ever spend any money here.
The Dolphin Swim Experience will serve an educational purpose and add about 25 new jobs. Our last meeting with Keller projected construction to begin in September, but they're a little behind schedule, which is fine with Coral World because they want to make sure they do things right.
We're still on track to be able to open the facility by about a year from now.
But perhaps the biggest challenge will be convincing a group of opposers at tonight's CZM hearing. Many Coral World staff members spent time today preparing for the CZM hearing. Now, when asked what they hope people will take away from that meeting, Keller had this to say.
We know that there will be people there who are opposed to it who we're not going to change their minds. We also know that there'll be people there honestly trying to make up their minds as to, do I support this or not? We think that the facts are on our side and that we'll be able to present the facts and that those folks will be able to walk away with a positive opinion of the project.
For News 2, I'm Erica Bivens.
And News 2 will bring you reactions from that CZM hearing on Friday. Turn our attention to Washington. Fiscal cliff negotiations between President Obama and House Speaker John Boehner appear to be at a standstill. The leaders did not speak yesterday and no meetings were scheduled for today. Tara Mergener has the latest from Washington.
Washington, D.C., December 13th, 2012.
CBS News has learned lawmakers are receiving orders today to cut their own budgets 11%. It's Congress's first encounter with the consequences of going over the fiscal cliff. Without a compromise, across-the-board spending cuts will kick in and taxes for all Americans will go up on January 1st. With little progress being reported, frustration is mounting on Capitol Hill.
If we don't act, the economy will go over the cliff. Not just our budget process, the economy will go over the cliff.
The sticking points remain the same. The president wants higher taxes for the wealthiest Americans. Republicans are insisting on deeper spending cuts.
Republicans want to solve this problem by getting the spending line down. The president wants to pretend that spending isn't the problem. That's why we don't have an agreement.
The stalemate between the White House and Capitol Hill isn't just frustrating lawmakers. Many taxpayers are discouraged. Their elected leadership is not getting the job done.
Now is not the time to hold budget negotiations hostage when so many Americans are uncertain about their own financial security.
Polls show the majority of Americans, including many Republicans, would support higher taxes for households making more than $250,000 per year. Tara Mergener for CBS News, Washington.
Meanwhile, Massachusetts Senator John Kerry is likely to be President Barack Obama's top candidate for Secretary of State now that Susan Rice, the embattled U.S. ambassador for the UN, withdrew her name on Thursday from consideration. President Barack Obama confirmed her withdrawal in a statement Thursday afternoon, saying, "While I deeply regret the unfair and misleading attacks on Susan Rice in recent weeks, her decision demonstrates the strength of her character and an admirable commitment to rise above the politics of the moment to put our national interests first." Talk of Rice being nominated to succeed Hillary Clinton stirred significant controversy following Rice's role in the handling of the September 11, 2012 attack on the U.S. Embassy in Benghazi, Libya. The news broke shortly after Kerry left a closed Senate Foreign Relations Committee briefing on the attack in Benghazi, Libya. Keeping our eye on the economy, the number of Americans filing for first-time claims for unemployment benefits has dropped sharply for a fourth straight week. New claims were down 29,000 to 343,000. Experts say it's a sign the job market may be improving. Americans spent more online last month to start the holiday season. That helped over retail sales rise 0.3% in November, reversing a sales decline the previous month. This is a New York Stock Exchange with Scotiabank Stock Market Watch. The Dow down 74, NASDAQ 21, S&P down 9. Coming up on News 2, family members of slain officer Colvin Georges Jr. were presented with a donation on Wednesday of a little over $8,000. Proceeds from the fundraising efforts of the classes of 1988. Details coming up next. Innovative Companies announced over a year ago its plans to modernize its current network to a faster, more reliable HFC network that will provide a triple play service for its phone, cable, and high-speed internet service. Innovative has recently made updates on the project and are expecting to be completed by summer of next year. News 2's Janisha John brings us the story.
It's been over a year since Innovative Companies announced its plan to convert to a new modernization plan, a plan to bring its subscribers onto a new HFC network to provide a 3-in-1 or triple play service.
What we're actually doing is the triple play, where we're converging voice, data, and video. What we're doing going forward is to migrate away from the twisted pair technology and have all of our technology over one network, which is going to be on the coax.
Converting from the two network systems to one will make maintenance and customer service issues easier and quicker to handle, as well as providing a faster and better quality service for the same cost.
The cost is going to remain the same for each of our customer base. It will, improve our response time. It will enable us to provide high-speed internet to our residential and business and commercial customers.
The upgrade requires all of Innovative's customers, except wireless ones, to upgrade to the new plant, a process that Innovative says technicians will do for every home or business.
We're going to provide each and every customer with a device that is going to be placed at their homes. When that device is installed, we'll have technicians who will visit each customer.
Since announcing the conversion to its new HFC network, Innovative Companies said they've worked with over 12 governmental agencies, passed over 2,800 homes, and have built out 44% of its outside plant. Progress that the company says they're very excited about.
We're excited, at the end of the day, our customers within the U.S. Virgin Islands is going to have the state-of-the-art service. We'll be able to provision all the bells and whistles that our subscribers want now and in the near future.
Janisha John, News 2.
Now, the HFC conversion is slated to be completed by summer of 2013. Customers will then be able to experience EVO by Innovative for faster telephone, cable, and internet service. Innovative is the parent company of CBS TV2. Well, local teachers and paraprofessionals came out Thursday for a workshop aimed at curbing negative behavior in students. The session, put on by the Council on Judicial Disabilities and UVI's Disability Rights Center, focused on reinforcing positive behavior and teaching children not just about what they do wrong, but about the right way to handle difficult situations. Workshops were also put on this week for parents, and organizers hope that the combination will help create a positive cycle in the home and at the school.
It is part of the what's called Individual with Disabilities Education Act, but it's also a measure of providing services, behavior supports for parents and children who may have emotional disturbances, developmental disabilities, and essentially attempting to change negative behaviors into positive behaviors.
Family members of slain officer Colvin Georges were presented with a donation on Wednesday of a little over $8,000. Proceeds from the fundraising efforts of the classes of 1988 Ivana Udorcan High School, his alma mater, and Shalimali High School. 19-year-old Kishana Georges, daughter of Colvin, accepted the check on behalf of her family. The class began raising the funds during the summer after he was shot in the line of duty in May and was left paralyzed from the neck down. The check was presented to Kishana and Colvin Georges Jr., his son. Downtown Charlotte Amalie will have all the lights, Christmas cheer, and holiday deals once again as the 20th annual Miracle on Main Street event kicks off on Friday. The Chamber of Commerce says that the festivities will begin at 9 a.m. in Emancipation Garden with over 50 vendors selling goods and arts and crafts, and later on in the evening, be sure to head down there around 5 p.m. The bands will begin featuring music from Cool Sessions, Milos Kings, and several public schools. And if you take a glance at the waterfront around 6:30 p.m., you'll be able to catch the lighted boat parade in the harbor. And 'tis the season for holiday music. Speaking of which, students have trained their voices and are gearing up for their annual Christmas concerts and events. On Thursday, December 13th, Adelita Cancrine Junior High School held their Christmas in the Garden. It all began at 6 p.m. in Emancipation Garden on St. Thomas. On Friday, December 14th, the Leonard Dover Elementary School will be holding its Christmas program on campus, beginning at 9 a.m. in the courtyard. On Saturday, December 15th, Ivana Udorcan High School is inviting Santa to campus for a breakfast with Santa event beginning at 8 a.m. at the school. The community will have the chance to meet and take pictures while pancake, juice, and bacon will be served. A small fee might be charged. On Tuesday, December 18th, Ken will also hold their Christmas concert on campus beginning at 7 p.m. Lockhart Elementary School will hold their Christmas concert on Tuesday, which will begin at 6 p.m. in the cafeteria. And on St. Croix, the Elena Christian Junior High School will also be holding its Christmas concert on Tuesday, all beginning at 7 p.m. in the school's auditorium. The governor and first lady are inviting all the students from kindergarten to the 4th grade to Government House on St. Croix Saturday. The annual party will be held from 2:30 to 4:30. There'll be lots of activities, and Santa and his elves will be present to give students a special gift.
This is our 5th year doing a children's book for the children of the Virgin Islands, and this year our book is called I Am the Virgin Islands, and it's written by Tiffany Unique with wonderful pictorial images by Moses Deli. He took pictures on all 3 islands of our children here, and she wrote a wonderful poem to go along with it, and the book is fabulous. And we were able to unveil the book at our children's holiday party this past Sunday in Roosevelt Park, and it was a wonderful event.
This year's 17th annual All-Island Party, also known as the Prom, appropriately named because it's one of the few dressed-up events on St. John, will be held at Mongoose Junction. And as always, there'll be plenty of food, including oyster and champagne bars. Music this year will be by the Awi Band. The Prom starts at 9 p.m. Now, the Prom began after Hurricane Marilyn in 1995 during restoration efforts and a way of bringing the community together. And through the years, it has become a social highlight, so be sure to check that out. Stick around, your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.